Hey everybody, what's up? It's Justin here, your Empowered Minds coach. And today in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how your thoughts control your reality. You know, we're all thinking of thousands of thoughts every day. And if you really think about it, how many of these thoughts are actually productive? How many of these thoughts are focused towards a particular goal, dream, or purpose? How many of these thoughts were consciously inserted by you in order to maintain the mindset that you need in order to achieve what it is that you want? You see, every result you're living right now, your confidence, your relationships, your income, your health, even your emotional state, first began as a thought, not a circumstance, not luck, a thought. So today I want to show you how your thoughts shape your reality, and more importantly, how to consciously use these thoughts to create a life that feels aligned, feels empowered, and feels intentional. So the first principle I want to talk about are thoughts are creative. You know, most people think thoughts are just background noise, but the reality is that repetitive thoughts, both good and bad, are instructions to your brain. So your conscious thoughts start impressing onto your subconscious mind, and the subconscious doesn't argue, accepts repetition as truth. So that means that repetitive thoughts become beliefs, whether that thought is true or not. Then your beliefs become habits. Then your habits become results. So whatever you consistently hold in your mind tends to express itself outwardly, not because of magic, but because focus directs behavior, perception, and opportunity. And here's the key insight. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you consistently think about and emotionally feel aligned with all day long. See, most people unknowingly rehearse what they fear, the worst case scenario, what they don't want. And then they wonder why they feel stuck or confused in life. You see, your mind is always thinking, always creating or manifesting what you want in life. And the only question is whether you're doing it deliberately by training your mind or by default. And that leads me on to principle number 2, and that's emotion is the fuel behind thought. Thought alone is weak. It's nothing. It's just a thought. It has no energy or force behind it. However, a thought charged with feelings and emotion is very powerful. You see, your emotions are your guidance system. It tells you whether your thoughts are aligned with who you really are or if they're working against you. Think of it this way. Your thought equals direction. Your emotion equals momentum. And when you repeatedly think a thought that carries emotion, your nervous system adapts to it. Your body begins to expect it. Your perception filters reality to confirm it. So your emotion drives behavior, and behavior repeated over time becomes your reality, becomes your identity. And this is why two people can read the exact same book, hear the exact same advice, face the same situation, and get completely different results. It's because they're thinking and feeling differently about it. Everyone has subjective views of their own personal reality. So when you change your emotional relationship to your thoughts, then your entire experience or perception of life begins to change as well. And this leads me on to principle number 3, your thought patterns. Here's the empowering truth, the ultimate truth. Your thoughts can be trained. Your mind must be trained because our minds are lazy and will take on any self-defeating or negative thought and run with it. You don't need to control every thought because that's basically impossible because you have so many thousands. You just need to become consciously aware of the thoughts that are entering your mind that are bad and the ones that are good, and stop the ones that make you feel bad. And this is something that I do every day when I help train people in my coaching. And it's called the paradigm shift. It's changing the mental program that runs your life. And it takes daily mental practice, daily mental discipline. And a lot of people don't like the word discipline. So the self-development world have come up with a new name called blisscipline. In other words, you feel your bliss, you've got to have discipline. And it's true. And you can do this in a myriad of ways, including visualization, seeding, affirmations. You know, a lot of people say that they don't do affirmations. It's just not them. Well, you do. You do it every day without realizing it. Every thought that you repetitively think is an affirmation because it's making an imprint on your mind. So it's up to you whether you want it to be positive or negative. And I guarantee you that they're predominantly negative. So affirming to yourself isn't wishful thinking, but it's a mental conditioning. It's mental conditioning. You must associate strong emotion with the thoughts that you want to choose. And one of the techniques that I use is I learned off John Kehoe many years ago, and that's to focus on one particular trait that you want and focus on it for at least 5 minutes. For example, I want to focus on confidence. So I keep on repeating to myself continuously, I am confident. I am confident. I visualize myself doing it. I visualize what will happen to me if I'm confident and what others will think of me if I'm confident. And you do this for 5 minutes. It sounds silly, it sounds stupid, but try it. And you'll be surprised that well, your mind first of all wanders off. It's just that our minds are lazy and will start wandering off. Bring yourself back to it, feel it, visualize it, and use a phone and time yourself for 5 minutes. It's a long time when you time yourself, believe me. But if you do it every day for 5 days, I promise you'll see a big benefit in it. And that my mind is lazy, and my default mode always goes back to other things. I start thinking, what's for dinner? What am I doing? Bring it back. I am confident. I am confident. And just close your eyes and carry on doing that affirmation. And eventually it makes an imprint in your mind, and it will start to change your emotional state. I promise you. So ask yourself, what am I repeatedly telling myself about who I am or what I'm capable of achieving? What future am I rehearsing in my mind? Is it good or is it bad? Supportive or unsupportive? What thoughts do I emotionally agree with, or what thoughts do I want to discard from my consciousness? Knowing all too well that the long-term consequences, if these particular thoughts that I'm thinking now, which are detrimental, what will they do to me over the long term? What will they start to do to me down the road? You don't change your life by fighting old thoughts. You change your life by replacing the negative thoughts with new empowering ones, and you start outgrowing them. You see, new thoughts practiced consistently become new beliefs. New beliefs create new choices. New choices create a new reality and a new identity. So here's the full picture. Your thoughts shape your emotions. Your emotions shape your actions. Your actions shape your results and your identity. And your identity reinforces your thoughts. So in order for you to move forward, you must break the negative mental loop and start to change the way you think. You don't need to wait for circumstances to change to feel better. Start feeling better now. And I know it sounds weird, and yes, Justin, it's easy for you to say. Start feeling better now. And your outer reality or your circumstances will slowly but surely begin to change to match that new frequency. So you must change your inner world first in order to change your outer world. Forget external circumstances. Forget that. It's what's in here that really counts. This isn't theory. It's how every meaningful transformation begins. Because the moment you become conscious of your thoughts, you take back your power. So thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, as it'll help me out a ton. Peace out. See you in the next video. Bye.